Welcome, beautiful people, to season 3, episode 11 of Jahmi Roc's Jottings, this seriously silly space for intentional musicology, sonic joy, and the kind of reggae and broader musical insight that'll keep your mind rocking and your thoughts swaying. I'm your host, Jahmi Roc, also known as Raquel Bernard. And today I'm joined by my co-host, Nikkita, Nuclear Blackness, and DJ Papalotl, also known as DJ Butterfly. And we are welcoming in her podcast debut, Reggae Moms. So, Heidi Reggae Moms Johnson is an author, lifestyle coach, and field security consultant born in Cleveland, Ohio, now living in LA, California. She loves helping people grow by turning overlooked resources into opportunities and encouraging healing, balance, and connection. In 2020, Reggae Moms founded Team 10, TEN, Team 10, a nonprofit organization inspiring communities to become builders, growers, and producers. She is also the author of Modern Day Relationships, The Art of Healing, a book focused on self-awareness and emotional well-being. Reggae Moms also co-authored a children's book with her daughter titled Butterfly the Pig. A lifelong learner and problem solver, Reggae Moms believes in living on purpose and leading with compassion. She is a devoted single mother of two, grandmother of one, and hopes her children's stories inspire confidence, kindness, and possibility, one reader at a time. Reggae Moms is also my stylist. Big up Reggae Moms. Woo! Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
How are you feeling today?
I am feeling with both of my hands and all of my senses. So it's a good day. It's a very, very good day. It's Monday. So that means I could be like magical or magnificent, something with an M.
Right.
But yeah, I'm good. I'm very good. Very good. Thank you for asking. How about you? How about everybody else?
I'm great. Thank you for asking me.
That's good.
How
It's
y'all?
so it's always movements on Monday. Monday's always like the
Mm,
day where you put in the most energy. You got to get the most done. At least for me and my schedule. So
mm.
yes, my
Right.
day's not over.
Right. No, it's been a full day for me today too. Donations. I had a hair client, and now this my podcast debut. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm behaving,
Very good.
staying cool in this heat wave.
Right, because it's hot there, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I feel you. You're calling in from Chicago. Sorry, mid.
Oh, that humidity! I'm sure. Oh wow.
Mhm.
Oh.
So today, y'all, we're having a great conversation. We are going to talk a bit about Reggae Mom's book, Modern Day Relationships, The Art of Healing. We will talk about that. But we're going to have a wider conversation too about personal growth. And we thought about the title of this episode quite a bit. We're going back and forth. And, we will let the conversation produce the title after the fact. But we want to ground our discussion about personal growth in music. And so, for those of you who are watching live on Kingston12hifi.com, you heard us play Likes by Chronix, which is a great song. Nikkita, you chose that song. So I'm wondering if you could share a little bit about why you felt that song was fitting for our conversation.
Well, honestly, when I was thinking about Reggae Moms and when I had first met Reggae Moms, her honesty and transparency and genuine nature, I was like, that would be a great song to kick off our time together, especially when you think about self-growth. It's that moment where that external validation is not needed anymore. Um, and
Mm.
even external hating is not needed anymore. You don't need anything external.
Mm,
Um, so
Mm.
and the experience I had with Reggae Moms doing the fashion, doing some clothes, some trying on some clothes, excuse me. I felt myself wondering about other people's perspective versus mine. And so just that experience I had with Reggae Moms, coupled with our topic around personal growth, I was like, external validation is not needed. And
Right.
that's a great song that speaks to that.
I love that.
Mm.
And we are going to, of course, talk about our experiences, dealing with that battle against external validation or, any kind of feedback loops that we have come across. But as I said, we're going to try to ground that in music. So as we're listening, if a song reminds you of anything, bring it up. I've one of the lines from Chronix's song that hit me today for the first time was Fly Out and Make Them Love You from a Distance. And I'm like,
Mm. Mm.
I catch flights, not feelings. Let them love you from a distance. Yes, so Reggae Moms, let's jump into it. What do
Okay.
you think is a top three list of songs that have helped you grow? And if any of them jumps out to you as like a particular story, maybe you shared the story in your book, maybe
Hmm.
a different story, what would that story be that's linked to one of those songs? So looking for a top three of songs that helped you grow and then one story from that.
Let me see. Top three songs that helped me grow. Don't You Worry About a Thing by Stevie Wonder
Mm.
was very, very instrumental, and it helped me to grow. And I definitely could tell you a story with that one. I'm trying to think. Um, uh, Everlasting Love by CeCe Winans
Mm.
helped me. And I'm trying to think songs that I actually listen to that I feel like I grow.
Mm.
I gotta hold off on the third one. Story. The first one, Don't You Worry About a Thing by Stevie Wonder. I was married to my son's father, and um, it wasn't good. There's no other way to say it. It wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? We moved
Mhm.
too fast. Like I
Mhm.
can go down a laundry list of things, but that's not the story. The story was my aunt had come to visit, and because I was very, very, I'm still pretty personal, but at that time I was walled off personal, where nobody really, really knew what was going on in my life at all. But my aunt had come to visit, so you can't really hide what's happening when things are when somebody is at your house visiting with you.
Mhm.
And I was just like, I'm not exactly Stevie Wonder is my everything music wise. So I could probably think of anything and relate it back to Stevie Wonder. And I was already there. And Don't You Worry About a Thing in the song. Um, I'm trying to think specifically of the lyrics, but I needed to get out of there. It was a bad situation
Mhm.
for me, and I needed to get out of there. And I would just play that song every single time over and over and over and over again. And dang, there's a specific line in the song that it'll come back to me, but that song in particular really it gave me an out. Even though it was just a song, And I didn't like the song don't tell you, oh, hey, this is how you leave and this is what you should do or anything like that. But it was just the words of the song, him just saying, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Like everything, like everybody got it. Everybody got a thing. That's what I'm the line that I want to remember is that it starts off, everybody's got a thing, but some just got to know how to handle it. And it's like, especially nowadays, a lot of us see the social media presentation of it all, and it just looks like, oh, she's got it all together. Somebody might look at me and they go, oh, she's got it all together. You know what I'm saying? But everybody got a thing. Everybody's got a thing, but you just got to know how to handle that thing, and the song goes on to say, always reaching out in vain, taking the things in life not worth having. And that for me is like the things worth having is worth having my peace of mind. It's worth feeling like I'm in a safe situation. It's worth feeling love. Like those are the things that really, really matter. Not how does it look to somebody else that, oh wow, I got married and yeah, I moved fast, and if I were to talk to somebody, they probably would have told me don't do it, but I did not talk to anybody. I did it on my own, and I made them experience. And it wasn't so much about what everybody says, back to what Nikkita said, about it wasn't about the external. It was about what was needed, what I needed to do, and which was leave that situation. So I'm just gonna go with those two. If another one pops in my head, I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna raise my hand.
Right, for sure. Thank you so much for sharing that. Like one of the things that jumped out to me is this idea of you like listening to a certain song over and over again, right? And if I had to answer the question that I posed, I would probably say um BS by Jhené Aiko. Because when I was leaving my ex, I remember it wasn't safe to get angry. It wasn't safe to express
I
myself
remember that.
with uh using my actions against me, recording me without my consent and things like that. And so one of the things that I did was that when he was trying to egg me on and record me, um, I was playing that song. So I didn't have to say out loud, done dealing with you,
Right.
fucking with you, don't know how to love me. I let Janae say it. Yeah, that was a big one for me. That's number one. I think that Koffee's Toast is a big one for me too. Oh, money, life, man. I
Yeah.
would play that song when I was going through my lowest of lows, when I was living in hotels and um not sure where the next meal was coming from. Just like my whole life was being run by like any donations that people could send me because I was, going in and out of the hospital for mental health stuff. Like when things were just low, I would play that song and remind myself to be grateful for life and for what I had. And then the third song that comes to me in terms of helping me grow too is J. Cole, Love Yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing. And of course, that's another big gratitude one for me. How about you, Papalotl? What are your top three growth songs?
Wow. I think one of them is definitely Wildflower.
Hmm.
And it's so interesting to hear, not just to have these conversations with you ladies, but even like with my coworkers, because we work in music, we work in hip hop production with the youth, and so when we all talk about like what are our hip hop songs that like that gets us or whatever, it's like all of us like are a reflection of our age, our generation, right? But I definitely have to say that Wildflower, I better cry cause she's a lady. I think that's definitely like one of my most like it gets me emotional because it's like singing my life, you know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those like singing my pain, like there's that kind of like and then you know how there's that part in the song, I don't know if you know it or not, but there's a part where the singer isn't singing, he's kind of like talking to the girl and saying how proud he is that this wildflower of a woman has grown out of so much pain, and it never stops. It never stops not getting to me. I've been like this since 13. Like whenever I hear Wallflower, I'm not even hearing it and I'm already emotional, right? Like there's something about that song that really so resonates with me that it totally just puts me in this like one of the few moments that I can really just get in touch with my feelings in a way where it's like the song is saying it's okay. It's the song saying it's okay. And I wrote a poem. I wrote a poem years ago, like probably on my way out of college, and writing about how music is my best friend because it was only through music that I could find like the expressions that I didn't know how to express, right? And so I guess that's why as a DJ, I'm so connected to so much different music because I get all those feelings. I get those high life feelings, those intense emotional feelings, those joyous feelings, those your heart is broken feelings, or um, you feel alone in the world feeling. But definitely, I would say Wildflower is one of those songs where I can't listen to it and not get emotional because I don't think it was written for me, or to me, but it really feels like that, right? It really, really does. So that's one. Um, so someone cheated on me, and it was very heartbreaking. And I was what, like 30? I was in my early 30s, give or take, yeah. And so for like what, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I could like only listen to like two songs, right? And I didn't know, or I thought that I knew who sang one of the songs, right? And I was just singing it in my car, and and I wasn't singing like the R&B version. I was singing the reggae version, right? So I'm singing in my car and I'm driving, and this is like after school because I'm a teacher, right? So it's like I have to kind of hold off on my feelings, right? And what really sucked about the betrayal of being cheated at is that I couldn't even take like no sick days because state testing started the next morning. So it's like, oh, great. Like the night before state testing. And I got to find out and deal with and all of this stuff. Right. And so for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, all I could do was just like after school, during lunchtime, um, like once I was in my car, I could only listen. You told me that you love me, but I'll never make your promise. And I never knew that it was Shia who sang that song. I would just keep playing that song over and over and over and over again. And I thought it was singing melody, right? I honestly thought it was singing melody. And in retrospect, there's no way that it could have been, right? But um I had no idea it was Shinehead.
What?
I did not know it was Shinehead. And like my heart was this breakup thing, this whole betrayal thing happened like in what, 2006? Want to say, yeah, 2006. I don't meet Shinehead till like 2012, right?
What?
And so
Oh,
it's hilarious because I still didn't know that he was the guy who sang the cover song. So one day I'm engineering for him for a dub plate, and he's doing the dub plate of that song, right? And I'm like, oh my God. But I never said anything to him. I think it took me like a few years to finally like muster like the, uh, what is it? Like like that vulnerable side of me, like, hey, like I sang your song for like 3 weeks straight. I couldn't listen to no other song. I don't know why. I can't explain it. But it took like a few years. I would say actually I know exactly when I told him. I probably told him like 10 years after we were already like together because it didn't because I didn't know how to bring it up to him because I mean, I didn't want him to think that it was something I was making up or, given that he's an artist and he's known. But yeah, it was one of those things where for like 3 weeks I'm driving and I'm crying, like, why? Why? Because you are so hurt, right? And why? And why? And why? And why me? And why this? And why that? And why this? And you don't realize what you're putting out there in the universe, right? Because I wasn't like even saying, please send me someone, that reflects this song. It wasn't even like that. It was just, I'm singing this song because this is the only thing I can sing right now because I'm heartbroken, I'm betrayed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Um, and it was just so funny how uh, I never would have imagined, right? It was one of those like moments of like, wow, like this is, it's indescribable in a sense because you can't imagine something like that really happening.
Yeah.
Right? This is like stuff that people write about, but I I manifested it, but I didn't consciously manifest it, right? It was like, this is a trip, right? So and my third one, I have a bunch of them, right? But I would definitely say One Nation Under Groove. And also Madonna's Holiday.
Nice.
Because the words are always like, also because Ferris Day Bueller, what is it, Ferris Bueller's Day Off was always one of my favorite movies, and just like the holiday song of Madonna and just like the movie Ferris Bueller, this was like an 80s thing, right, where if you took a holiday, took some time to celebrate, come on, let's sell just one day out of life. And that's what Ferris Bueller's Day Off was all about. How he's like, before I get thrown into the life of being an adult, I just want to have a day off with my closest friends and bond with them because once we get out of high school, we're gonna go our on our paths and we're gonna have to be big people and so those notions of you have to stop and smell the roses, you have to take time for yourself. um I soaked it in the sixth grade with that Madonna song. I soaked it with Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like those were um that concept of like, you have to take yourself out of your own rut, right? You have to, whatever you do as your regular, sometimes you got to stop and have a holiday, right? Like but I have a whole bunch of songs. I mean, I could go for on forever, but definitely um those three um just come to mind just from like a connection of childhood and kind of coming into that really young, is to kind of realize at 11, 13 that you have to take time for yourself. That was unheard of in 1986, right? Like no one spoke like that in 1986. And yet you still have that message resonating in the most offbeat movie that I would have never imagined, right? Like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like that was never my typical genre, but somehow I ended up watching it and really soaked up the whole like, wow, like you really have to sometimes, you know, just chill and step out of your own movie. Yeah.
I feel that. I feel that. That's awesome. Nikkita, how about you? How would you say your top three and one story from that?
My top three are Brand New Me by Alicia Keys.
Mm.
Okay.
Um, Bring Me to Life by Evanescence.
Hey, wake me up, wake.
Yeah. Um, and um, Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys, specifically
Mm.
that album, but Day
Mm.
and that song New Day. Um, and Brand New Me is a song that if I play it, I'm gonna cry. And it's
Mm.
because um throughout uh I used to I used to drink heavily and didn't really remember or don't really remember a lot of things because of the drinking from my 20s trying to cope. And so that song, when that album, when it came out in 2012. So when I heard that song, um, New Day, that is just a song that allows me to remember that I can always start again the next minute. Um,
Mm.
because and it's okay if people remember me a certain way. Um, that's okay if I'm a villain in their story. So yeah, so that song, yeah.
Hmm. I like that idea. It's okay if I'm a villain in the. I just feel like it's very timely for me. I'm currently a villain in someone's story, and it's like
Mm.
it's very interesting to be on this side of the world. And like it also just reminds me of like my ex who's definitely a villain in my story. Like um I, just I feel like it's now reflecting back on then is just like a moment of growth because like for me, I'm going through like the idea of like people talking about me on the internet. And my ex, honestly, like no set of videos or anything anyone in this present day can do to me would ever be on the same level as what he.
Mm. Mhm.
So, other villains in my story can try, but it's not really gonna come anywhere close to what I've already been through in terms of disrespect online. So,
Mm.
I don't know. I just feel like it's interesting to be like, it's okay if I'm a villain in their story. It's okay if they're a villain in my story. Like, we continue to go forward. We continue to grow. You know what I mean? No problem. And I saw earlier, Reggae Moms, that you had put a third song in the chat and you were also reflecting a little bit on Wildflower. To say
I
more.
didn't see that.
Oh, I just put the lyrics to Wildflower. Wildflower, I'll go back to my third song, but Wildflower, me and my brothers, before our third floor was converted into a completely livable space, it was just a little hideout space that we would go up to. And me and my brothers uh, did a performance to the song, and I think they were the ones that were singing. And my brothers are older than me. I have two younger ones, but it was my older brothers. And so they would, I think they were, I can't quite remember what they were doing, but I remember I was the dancer. I was definitely the dancer in the performance. And it was so freaking hot because it was that old school insulation, the pink kind.
Yep.
That's where that
Uh,
that's where we used to be. And it was so hot up there, but we would just be up there doing that. So hearing you talk about it, Diana, that's the lyrics that I remember in there. So that's what that part is. And then my third song is "Better This Way" by Taurus Riley.
Mm.
Is song for me that it was a precursor to me starting to look at myself and be okay with if I'm too much or not enough. It's okay for you to go to a place and get what you, if you need less, go find less someplace else. If you need more, go find more someplace else. Because that's pretty much what he's saying. He's like, it's better this way, because you need room to breathe, some space, some time away, and then if you realize you love me, then maybe we could talk. But it's not a where we just got to be here just tormenting each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's just like, it's better this way. And Taurus is really good. He got a I'm sorry, I'm not sorry song. Like Taurus, I don't know. I don't know what his sign is, but I think Taurus, he could cut some ties easy.
Right.
You know that I like Tanya. I've always liked Tanya Stevens's "Big Evie Gal," and it was never one of like her biggest songs, right? That she's known for. But I've always loved the song. I've always loved the intro because she's like, if you're a big heavy gal, like take certain talk, tell her dibby if it ease off, take the right. Uh, um, something like something about think if you end the program, think Tanya, I go cry. Cause there's a rude girl, no frightened fig guy. Cause when one man come, no, cause when one man gone, another next man coming in. Oh man, no stop, call me up or something like that, right? And that's one of those songs where it's like yeah, you could go bye
Right.
bye, you could go bye. And those are like those types of like empowering songs where you're like,
Well, it was a new concept for me because like me actively saying I want to go just because I've had enough. It was like something would have to happen in the up into that. Like it would have to be this happened and this has happened enough times where now, okay, I don't have no choice. I got to leave this alone. But it wasn't a specific thing that happened. It was just really me starting to start the journey back to myself and to realize that, wait a minute, this ain't really, if this is love, then I don't know if I really like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was the start of me starting to look at it was prior to me writing the book, and it was me starting to look up like what's really going on here, like because it's got to be something more to this whole love thing than what I've been doing. So yeah.
And
sorry. No, go ahead.
You mentioned your book, and I would love to ask a question about that. You speak about the gangster of love. And I would love to meet her because, and so I want to know, is there a song or a lyric or a song or a lyric that when you hear it, it like summons her or summons gangsta.
Oh,
and give us some context around who.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I was gonna say, let's go back just a bit. So first of all, the Gangster of Love is a song. It is a song that is a cover-ish of The Gangster of Love by I should know who the actual people was, but it was a white group. And some people call me the gangster, dun, 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 but I'm the gangster of love. It's a slow, more folksy thing. And so the Ghetto Boys, who we know ain't slow and folksy, or if you don't know, the Ghetto Boys are just that. They were ghetto, really, really ghetto fellas. I don't even think they were boys. They were grown men.
Yeah.
They were grown men who were on some, they represented, they were Houston's version of gangster music. That's how I would describe the Ghetto Boys. And so the three individuals in the group, Bushwick Bill, Scarface, and Willie D, those three guys were three individuals that they just put together in the group, and they made up the Ghetto Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And so what they did when they made their material, they would take pre-recorded songs from each of the different artists and remake them and put all the guys on them. And so Ghetto Boys started off as Willie D's song, and then the Ghetto Boys, Gangster of Love started off as Willie D's song, and then they remade it, and they made it into a song for all three of the gentlemen to be on it. And it's the song is foul. It's just a foul song. It's just the guys talk about being just not nice. They're not nice. And I never took offense because they weren't talking about me. You know what I'm saying? Or anybody that I knew, but I did know people that like that. So, this was during a time period where politically correct wasn't a thing. Gangster music was incorrect by its nature, but that was the whole draw to it. And so because of the lyrics were so male-centered, me and one of my friends at the time, we changed the lyrics. So instead of the song talking about we was Cardi B and no, Little Kim, excuse me, let me be correct, because Cardi B and all them they came later. We was Little Kim and before Little Kim. You know what I'm saying? Because we changed all the lyrics to same word, same things, but changed it also. Instead of it being where it was a guy that was talking, it was girls that was talking. And I experienced it was a song. I'm a repeat songs came along after. I think they made them for me because I would be the person that would record the song. I would have a whole tape with the song on it just over and over and over and over again. So I was Gangster of Love. That was my song. Like when that was my party trick. When the party was going on, me and my girl, we gonna get out, we gonna sing. I'm not gonna tell y'all the lyrics because y'all gotta go Google the lyrics on your own because they bad. They real bad. I'm a grandma now. I can't be saying that stuff. But so I talk about it in the book. I experienced a breakup, and at the time it was pre-social media days, but it was equivalent to kind of what you went through with your ex, Jahmi, and what you are experiencing with your hater right now. And it was like that, but it was kind of like social media, but it was real life. And so this guy, we broke up. Basically, we grew apart. We didn't have the tools to stay together, but we broke up, and he wanted to save face, so he wanted me to be the bad person. So he made me out to be the horrible person. I mean, he essentially painted this picture of the gangster of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, she always singing that song. That's just how she is, And so It was like, it was a convenient cover, if you will, to protect me from feeling the hurt from people just like dumping on me. I mean, just the same way they would do that on the way they do that on social media. It was happening to me in real life. Like I would walk into spaces and people will be having conversations about me and they don't even know that they're talking about me. I'm standing in the room and I'm just listening, you know what I'm saying? And then the people who are supposed to be my support and my friends would, well, we really want to support you, but we need to know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. And so if you're not going to tell us what's going on, then we can't support you. Well, if you just can't support me just because I am a person that needs support and you're supposed to be my friend, my sister, my sorority sisters at the time, then I like that's okay, because I wasn't combating the stories. Whatever he said, I wasn't about to try to go toe to toe and combat it. But in turn, it fed into that gangster of love, that hard individual who took love and love in quotation marks. I operated from a standpoint of, oh, okay, so y'all say I don't care, y'all say I'm a bad person, y'all whatever anybody said, yes, I will be that. I willingly. I'm still the villain in people's stories. They don't even know why they don't like me.
You know what? You know, I think what's interesting is that with the villain thing is the people who claim you as the villain in their stories are really trying to cover up the fact that they're the villains in the story, right? Like I would say I wouldn't say every single situation, but a lot of times the people that do the talking and the smearing is the person who is actively trying to make this person, you know, like your target person. Like you want everyone to hate this person, like that's your goal, right? Like when you claim that this person is the villain, right? It whether it's a dude who um you know, like I've been in that situation where you know, someone cheated, but then they made it up like I was the one that was the cheater. It's like, no, I was dating. I dated because we were done because he cheated, but because I never announced that I was done with this person, people
Right.
just assumed when they saw me or whatever with someone else, like, oh, she must be cheating. It's like, actually, no, I'm moving on with my life. The cheater
Right.
is really the person.
But a guy, he hit
Right,
me. He that you know what I'm
right,
saying? That he
right,
hit me,
right.
and I didn't know that was the end of our relationship. But what I had learned was, you know, from what being brought up, I only have brothers. I don't have any sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was growing up, there were only maybe 5 girl cousins in our whole entire family. So it was just a lot. It was a lot of male. It was a lot of boys, and
Mm-hmm.
you know they didn't even hit us. So we didn't. I didn't grow up with that hitting type of thing, and so it was always that was a strong thing. Like somebody hit you, you know, if you can't hit them back, then you need to remove yourself from the situation. And so I have a scar on the inside of my palm because I was just leaving so quickly that I put my hand straight through the screen that still had the glass
Mm-hmm.
thingy in
Mm-hmm.
it because the season hadn't changed yet to where you know you switch your screen from your glass. Well, that's what they do in Ohio anyway. But yeah, he hit me. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't gonna go run and tell everybody that that's what happened. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
I was
right.
used to dealing with whenever we had you know, we have had issues before, never no physical, nothing, but we had differences before. And it wasn't a situation for everybody on campus. I was in college at the time. So it wasn't a situation for everybody else to deal with. We dealt with it. So I went to the college, the campus doctor, who was also one of his fraternity brothers, you know, and he was also a mentor to both of us. He was the older person that we could go and talk to about stuff. And, you know, and I'm telling him what happened. And he like, oh, don't worry about it. You know, it'll calm down. And before I could even get back to, because we lived off campus, before I could get back, you know, people was coming up to me, telling me, started to tell me stories about stuff that happened and telling me how terrible of a person I was and how could I break us up and everything. And in addition to that, I was supposedly just the horrible person because I also tried to break up my roommate slash sorority sister slash best friend at the time.
Right.
I was going to break them up as well because I said she was cheating when in actuality, she had cheated with my high school boyfriend prior to me even coming to the school. And I didn't find out until after me and the guy had broke up. and me and her was friends in my mind. I was pre-healed, people. I was pre-healed. Why I was still trying to friend this girl who fucked my man, I don't know. But at any rate, me and her had gone through my whole freshman year of school, and we had been kicking and having a good time. And he used to always be like, I don't know why you friends with that girl. Instead of just saying, hey, me and her messed around. You know what I'm saying? He would just be like, I don't know why you messed with her. I don't know why. I don't know why. And I'm like, well, she's cool. She's fun. We have a good time, which we did have a lot of fun. And over the summer, he and I tried to get back together, did not get back together. And one of the things was we need to confess all of our sins. Just put it all out on the table. I would not recommend anybody do that. No time. Don't confess your sins. Don't confess your sins. And he confessed his sins, and I didn't really have any sins because I didn't have any sins. I wasn't even doing nothing. And his sin was that he had messed around with this person who was my friend, and she wasn't my roommate at the time. She was just my friend, and she wasn't my sorority sister yet. We had just got to be good friends. But me and him, we wasn't gonna get together. So I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. And me and her talked, and she was just like, girl, I ain't know you. I was drunk. That was my best friend at the time, brother. He came up to the school. He was cute. I messed with him. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing. And I didn't think into it any at the time, but then I later partnered with the best friend in the name of the book. She's a Black Widow in the name of the book. I partnered with Black Widow's boyfriend's best friend. So we jumbled ourselves all up around each other. And I still had this information that I knew. She was still with that same guy. She had cheated on that guy with my boyfriend. And I don't know, because me and her never talked about that part of the situation. I think she probably wanted to keep me close, because it's like, keep your enemies close so you can make sure, they not doing nothing, even though I wasn't really an enemy to her. I wasn't an enemy to her at all. But the secret of her sleeping with my boyfriend was starting to eat at me. And I was in this new relationship, and I'm like, okay, let me, try to find a way to work through this or whatever. And he's like, well, what's bothering you? What's bothering you? So I told him 2 years prior. Well, when me and him broke up, he decided to he wanted to blow the whole house up. he told his best friend, oh yeah, she said that she was cheating and she messed around. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I've been there
that
too. I've
happened.
been there.
House up. I'll get back
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So he wanted to blow the whole house up because I ain't gonna have my woman, so you ain't gonna have. But they didn't break up. And me and her had just joined a sorority. And instead of her saying, yeah, me and her worked it out, she told the sorority, I lied. So, yeah, we go from I broke up with my boyfriend to now I am a terrible person because I'm trying to wreck my best friend's relationship. I'm a cheater. I'm just this horrible person. And all these things are out there. And I never been played by a hoe. If a bitch is acting stupid, she's got to go. That's the opening line to Gangster of Love. So I stepped into that hardness. That was a good, safe place for me to be. It was real. And people believed it. Like I said, I'm still there. Stuff happened. We can talk about that on another thing. I don't know if I want to put that on here. But yeah, stuff happened. But people still, there are an active group of people my age or older who, like, if I meet them today, like I have met someone in my adultness, and they are like, oh, so you're Heidi.
Oh God, I've had a couple of those
I'm
moments.
an adult. I'm
Yeah.
grown.
I've had that. I've had that in high school. I've had that in college.
I'm like,
Oh,
what?
I've had that a couple of times. Yeah.
Like all I can
Yeah.
say is there's two sides to each story. I mean, at least
Yeah. Yeah.
two,
Yeah.
two or three. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely,
So
definitely.
hey, whatever. And I'm still not a dispeller of myths. Whatever you want to believe is whatever you want to
Not
believe.
being in
But
this.
Nikkita, that's the gangster girl. We'll talk
Listen,
offline.
so one of the things that I want to highlight from what you said, right, is this idea of someone who wants to blow the whole house up, right? This person who like they can't let a disagreement between the two of people stay that way, right? It has to involve the whole world, or in cases that I've
Yeah.
whole internet.
Yeah.
And there's
Right.
also this other idea of refusing to be the dispeller of myths, right? Someone goes, talks about me for 30 minutes.
Oh.
I'm not about to sit here and make a 5-hour podcast letting everybody know here's where this person lied and here,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
in fact,
and a lot of
delete that
times people just want to enter. They just want the back and forth
and
of
I'm
it. You know what I'm saying? And
not
that
them. Believe them and do not support me because I don't want that type of tainted support.
thank you. And
Wow. That's
that's the
interesting. Yeah,
reality of
that's
that.
true.
Yeah.
Sorry, my head was like my bum was so tight, it was like starting to give me a headache. Yeah, it's better not to give all of that energy as much as like you want to give it energy. It's just it's I know it's so easy to want to give it energy because there's every once in a while, even I feel like cussing somebody out, but it's like you said, like what is it really, is it going to solve anything? No, right? Is it going to really make a difference? No. Is this person going to understand? No, because this person already sees you as his or her adversary, right? So it's like, what's the point? Like, what's the point? If you don't like me, you don't like me, and that's life,
Well,
right?
it added to it made me
Ugh.
more like, even though there was the people who said they didn't like me, I never personally talked to any of those people. Like I
Right.
during that time in my life, like I've disrespect. Are you kidding me? Like you didn't even you couldn't even play with my name. Heidi, ho. Oh, what do you want? What? Like you don't even like. Oh, man, you better not say that. Like I don't. I I just I used all that as fuel, or it wasn't even fuel. It was protection. You know what I'm saying? It could be, you could think whatever you want to think. And I didn't necessarily turn into a bad person. However, we all vibrate, we have different levels of vibration. And so, was I vibrating at some of my lower times? Oh, of course I was vibrating at some of my lower times, but that was where the vibrations were of the time period. It wasn't like I was the only person that was vibrating at that level. You know, I was in company. You know, you vibrate around the folks that around the levels in which you
Yeah, that
wherever you are is where you vibrate at. And so that's why a lot of times when if you are picking up on haters or people that are doing something or whatever, like, in order for you to be able to pick up on that, you know, you like, you already know they love you. That's what they really mean. That's the reality of the situation. It's love. It's love. And people get love however it comes the easiest. And sad to say, on social media, one of the quickest ways that you can get love is talking crap about somebody else, or, you know, rage baiting somebody, like getting somebody to be mad about something or feel bad about something. So yeah.
hmm That's real. That's real. One of the things you say in your conclusion is around like, how you're able to heal the inner child, right? Um, and I'll invite you to say a little bit more about that healing journey and how that worked, and if music played a role in that healing.
Music is the music is I won't say my best friend. Music is part of who I am. I consider myself an instrument, and when I dance, as far as I'm concerned, that's the reason why I dance the way that I dance. And I'm just going off of what other people tell me. People tell me all the time that I'm a good dancer, and I feel like the reason why I dance the way that I dance is because I become part of whatever the other, like I just get in there, whatever the instruments, if it's the bass is going, then I'm the Heidi or I'm the Reggae Moms, and I just go right into it. So it's just part of who I am. When I was growing up, uh, TV was everybody else's thing that they liked, and I liked it, but it was the first thing that the adults took away whenever they wanted to punish you. Oh, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, then no TV for you. So I was like, you know what? No, they took the TV away and I never went back. I just never back to it. But they never, ever, ever, ever told me that I could not play music. They never told me. They never took music away from me. So I always had it no matter what. Like if I was in trouble, if I was feeling good, if I was feeling down. And so that has always just been a part. So I don't know if there's a specific song per se that helped with the healing of the inner child for me. But I just had to realize that the inner, you hear the term inner child. I had to realize my inner child was hurt. That was really was the hurt person, because as an adult, especially at the time, my adult wasn't getting hurt that much. You know what I'm saying? That gangster kept my adult from really getting hurt, but that didn't stop my wounded inner child from acting out from different things. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know that at the time when I was going through that. The wounded inner child came about after, with me doing some personal work, some shadow work, some looking at myself and seeing what's going on, like what's really, really going on here. And my inner child was taught that I needed to perform. I needed to be enough in order for me to gain love. And I also, there was things that I could do that could, there was something that I could do that could make me not be lovable. And any type of thing that's kind of felt like love, if somebody was willing to give me that, then I need to accept that, because this is all I mean, how am I supposed to be able to get more? Like this is it. And I would say the single thing that started the healing process for my inner child was me deciding to love me. Like, instead of, because the whole time I was just looking for love. I just wanted I wanted to love people. I wanted to love be back to me. And it was, I'm just gonna keep on giving them this. And if I keep on giving them this, then they'll give me back whatever it is I felt like I was supposed to get. But what was the part that was missing was that I didn't even know what love was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even really know how to love. I didn't, I thought it's okay that if you do something to me, then I can withhold my love from you. That's what do you mean? I don't gotta love you now. You hurt me. And that's not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really get taught that, but that's not how it goes. So I had to, once learning how to love, I decided, okay, let me give myself the love that I'm trying to give to somebody else. Let me treat myself the way that I'm thinking that I want somebody else to treat me. And it was the difference maker for me, because instead of accepting whatever was given, one, I wasn't looking anymore for anybody to give me anything, because I'm good. Back to what Nikkita said, I don't need nothing from the outside, because I'm good. I love me. I love me. I care about me. I love all of me. I love the gangster that, don't really come out very often. Not very many people in LA know the gangster at all, especially since Hadassah's been here. Hadassah just totally whipped the gangster. That's my daughter. She calmed the gangster down. She bust the gangster's bubble one day and was like, "You're so sweet, mommy." And I was like, "Who else knows this?" And she was like, "Well, anybody who deals with you? Like, what do you mean? Who else knows this? You're sweet." I was like, "What do I do to sweet?" So she started in elementary school. She started naming off stuff. So I'm just like, dang, here I am thinking, I'm hard. I'm tough. Ain't nobody. Child. So healing my inner child came with just loving all of me, and then doing more shadow work and looking at going back to that when I became a bad person, because it was the majority of my adult life within my family. I was a bad person because I went away to school and I thought I was better than myself. That's not what I thought, but that made me a bad person. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a baby when I was a teenager, like all the rest of the females that was out at the time in my family. That made me a bad person, because I thought, oh, you think you better than everybody else. Hey, no, I'm just don't really have no kids right now. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to wait. I didn't think that made me a bad person or a good person. I just thought it was a choice. But it was that. And then with the breakup with the guy in college, I called him Bullet I Dodged. That's what his name is in the book. Because we was going to get married, child. And honey, tell somebody business. He was a horrible husband. But anyway, with him, it was, I thought we were going to write off and live happily ever after, and that was a no. So yeah, I needed to love on me, give myself love, myself the love. Then it's just like, I'm not looking for love. I'm good. I'm in a committed relationship right now. People ask me if I'm single, and I be like, no. I'm like, I'm in love with me.
That's right. That's right. That's awesome. Definitely beautiful reflections, and I think we all need more of that self-love, that self-embracing, right? So we're coming up to that time where it's time to wind down a little bit, but I wanted to give you, my co-host, a chance to share any like takeaways that you got. Maybe it's from reading Reggae Moms' book, maybe it's just from hearing her personal testimony today, but I'll kick it to you, Nikkita, and then we'll hear from you, Papalotl, before we wind it up.
Yeah, the word forgiveness kept coming up when I was reading some of your book. I look forward to reading all of it once I get a copy. But the word forgiveness kept coming up because I was like, when I see myself in parts of what you shared today, I'm like, man, I know for me, I wouldn't be at the place I am today, literally, if I did not forgive myself. For moments where I didn't know what I didn't know, for moments where we were young, I don't think sometimes, especially because of the adultification of children, I don't think sometimes we realize just how young we were when we were having these experiences. And so I just want to hug your younger self, and I want to just send love to your younger self. Oh,
Oh, we're seeing a picture of Reggae Moms.
And she was little.
So little. So yeah, I'm taking away the need to make sure that I'm identifying. I call my inner person dragon. So your
Okay.
gangster of love.
Okay. Okay.
My dragon is the name I give mine. And so they say there's something about when we're mirrors for each other. So I'm grateful. Thank you for being a mirror tonight for my younger self and being so vulnerable in your sharing your story of survival and triumph. So thank you.
How about you, Papalotl?
Um, I've read the book twice, and I am ready for another book, ready for part 2 of MDR.
Working on it. I'm working on it.
Yeah, I feel like because it is a work in progress, um, I feel like when I was reading it, like, this is good, I'm enjoying this, yeah, yeah. And then it's like, wait, no, I need more. I need more. And I think and I've told you this already, I've already said to you, when is the next one coming? I'm not trying to say it to put pressure. I'm not trying to like steer you. But I do think that the way you started, the way you have laid out your book,
Mm-hmm.
it leaves for someone wanting to know more. Okay,
Right.
now like I need like an update, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like an update, that sort of thing. And I think that I look forward to that uh, because it's always going to be a work in progress. I don't think that you ever 1,000% heal from something.
What's up, beautiful people? So, as you can see, there was a little glitch at the end of that episode, so you didn't catch the last part of our conversation with Reggae Moms. But I want to thank you for listening and remind you that we are going to keep it going. We're going to make sure that those types of glitches don't happen in the future, at least not too often, right? And as always, keep your mind rocking and those thoughts swing. And as always, keep jamming.